Welcome back. This is your Thursday edition of your midday dose of Espresso. Get ready to feel inspired and motivated and probably a little humbled today. We are joined in studio by the phenomenal Kat Ncala, who is showing us it's never too early to start building your empire. She is incredible, holding 3 international pageant titles, hosting a youth chat TV show, and owning a modeling agency is all quite an accomplishment. But doing that and a whole lot more, all by the tender age of just 20, is no easy feat. And we just have to pick the brain of this multi-pageant title-holding, TV-presenting, acting businesswoman. Kat, welcome to the show.
Graham, thank you so much.
Nice to have your life summated in one paragraph, eh? I hope I left nothing out, because you've achieved a huge amount for someone at your age. You started early.
Yes.
At age 12, yes. You took the first step into the world of pageantry, if you will. What prompted you to do that, and was it everything that it was cracked up to be? What did you expect when you went into that world?
Sure. So, growing up, I was a tomboy. At school, I was the only girl on the soccer team. I was just that tomboy. And I saw Celeste Khumalo, who was Miss Teen South Africa 2011, and I saw a YouTube video, and I was like, whoa, okay, this pageant thing, it looks cool. Mind you, in my family, pageants was a very foreign thing. There was no pageant queen. So when I told my parents that I want to do a pageant, they were like, a what? Like, is that soccer? But like, what is that exactly, I told them I wanted to get into pageants. I had the entry forms filled up. Like, all you need to do is pay, but everything is done, And my first pageant, I always make reference to this because it was funny. I didn't have the proper training, my hair was looking all cutie, I didn't have the proper dress, but then I was that fortunate, person to get scouted, to be like, hey, actually, you have potential.
There's something
Let me train you, and like they say, the rest is history.
There was clearly a spark, and as someone, I was there, I was laughing with you, I was there at the origination of Miss SAT, so I know how empowering the pageantry process can be. We paint it with a brush that we see from like a Hollywood or an American slant, but in the South African context, it isn't that, and it opens doors and it gives you confidence. In your case, enough confidence to go and get onto TV, to start presenting on Yo TV, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And that's where you kind of discovered a whole nother arm to what you can do.
Definitely.
What was that process like, going on to national TV at such a young age? You were 16 years old.
Yeah, I was 16. So I think with the pageantry process, everyone first enters to, it's the crown, it's the dresses. And I never say to people, like, don't feel bad for saying you entered pageants because it looked pretty, Like, don't be like, oh, it was the confidence. And because you are going to build into that confidence stage. So for me, at first, it was the crown and the dresses because it looked cool. But then as I entered more pageantry, pageants, I felt that, wait, this is actually a fulfilling thing. I can have that philanthropy side of it as well as empower myself. And at the same time, there is so much confidence that's actually being instilled in me. And, obviously people were like, you have the voice, TV, TV, TV. And I was like, TV? Okay. Tried it out, went to presenting school. And I remember for the longest time, I wasn't getting any castings for any advert whatsoever. So with Yo TV, it was like, is this going to be just another we'll call you back and then you don't call me back? And I remember just going into the audition thinking that I've entered pageants and all those skills and things that I've told the judges about, that confidence, literally, you can change the world. Let me actually apply those to my audition.
It's gotta
come to bear. And I literally went into that audition with the most confidence and said, you know what? I am giving them the best version of Kat. It's either they're going to take it or leave it. And when I got that call that I'm a presenter, till this day, I really thought I was dreaming. I was like, Yo TV, as in like Snack Attack, as in PO16, Marvel, like what? So it was very exciting for me, and yeah.
And the rest is history, as they say, because it's engaged. And I think the joy of being in TV, and what I often try to relate to people, is that it puts you in this nexus where you're exposed to so many opportunities.
Definitely.
So many connections.
Oh, definitely.
Your network is massive and hugely powerful. So we fast forward now. You are the current CEO and director of Miss Teenager South Africa and Miss Teenager Africa pageants. What is it that you're wanting to instill in other young women? Why have you made this such a fundamental part of your life?
So I was very excited, when we actually got offered that pageant, because I was like, this is finally the chance to make South African pageants in what I really believe that they should be. you know. A lot of the times we have such, you know, national pageants where girls are just told to pay a certain entry fee, come with this particular dress, go, you know, and I feel like they are just thrown into this big pool of sharks where they're like, what do I do? How do I walk? How do I talk? And that's not what national pageants, you know, the least are supposed to be about. They're supposed to be literally empowering. If we are going to call pageantry, you know, beauty with a purpose, then what kind of purpose is your organization serving to girls? So with Miss Teenager South Africa, the first thing I said is that before any girl goes on stage, we are going to have a mentorship program.
Brilliant.
And so far, we are hitting all 8 provinces. We have the most amazing girls because I feel like it's unfair. Girls come from different backgrounds. Some know pageants, some don't know pageants. So let us all train them the same and give them a fair opportunity. So we are done with our mentorship programs. They are trained by the best of the best. Next month is actually the finals of the pageant. So we are looking forward to it. The girls have worked extremely hard. It's been a difficult year. Nonetheless, we are just seeing each and every single month these girls come out with such confidence because they trained and they guided and they do have that support to actually call someone from the organization to be like, Kat, I'm not so sure on this. I'm going to an interview. How should I conduct the interview? How should I prepare? What should I wear? They have that confidence to literally go out and be confident to say, I'm a Miss Teenager South Africa finalist. So before they even get the crown, it's all about, you know, treating yourself as a finalist, knowing that as a finalist alone, that difference you can make. And that is what I actually wanted the pageant to be about.
And it's almost, I know ultimately everyone wants to be a winner, but obviously, it means that you know, through the process, regardless of where they come out at the end of it, they've all grown, they've all been activated, if you will. Absolutely love that. Now, of course, you've shifted gears because you've got to create an empire. You've got to secure the bag. So we want to make our money, girl. KN International Model Academy. Now, this is the latest kind of string to your bow. As an entrepreneur, what has that process been like?
Sure. So actually, people are just like, wow, when did you start this? Like, when did you think about it? And I've actually been, you know, working on this for 4 years because I wanted to create a school. We wanted the curriculum to literally be on par so that we know that when the girls leave our academy, you know, or after they're done with the course, then they are really equipped with everything and anything that they need to go out into the industry, you know. So we are not only limiting it to pageants as such, it's modeling, it's grooming, it's pageantry, you know, it's going to interview, how are you going to conduct yourself, CV, what are you going to dress. There's so much that actually I learned from pageants that have prepared me for the real world. But the fact is not everyone wants to do a pageant, you know. So hence we have the modeling and the grooming aspect of it so that like whatever industry you go into, you are
can put
prepared.
your best foot forward. I love the fact that you said the word grooming because just looking at you, I mean, you are gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask, because I know there would be a lot of young women out there wanting some key grooming tips. So I'm going to give you a moment to think about that, and we're going to get into some key critical grooming advice for you. Kat always looks polished and well put together. So while we have her with us, she is going to share some of her top tips to keep your grooming at its A game. Don't stray too far.